Good morning, today is our last full day of our Nordic trip, so therefore our last full day in Helsinki. I've just gone up to do my park run. It was quite a good run to be fair, so I'll show you a bit of footage now. As you can see, it was a very cold one. The lake was frozen that we were running around next to it, and there was a few steep hills as well which we had to do, which made it a little bit more difficult after we've been walking around all week. I'm definitely going to miss all of the Nordic islands and going around visiting all the different places. However, I am looking forward to getting home and just resting the legs for a little bit because I'm now knackered. But I'm very thirsty right now because I've not drank anything since the run or eaten anything, so we're going to go down for breakfast. So we've just eaten breakfast, showered, got changed, and we are now ready to go. I don't know why, but after every park run, or if I play football or whatever, I just don't feel hungry. So I've not eaten too much for breakfast, so I'm probably going to regret that and later on feel a little bit hungrier. But we're now going to go for our walking tour. So we've got one of those booked around Helsinki now, another free walking tour, and then you give a little tip at the end. So hopefully we can explore a little bit more of Helsinki and see if there's anything else that we want to do before we leave tomorrow. So the walking tour was really good fun, learning all about the Helsinki ways. The guy was actually German, who had come over for his Finnish girlfriend, so he was telling us all about the Finnish people, how they're all very introverted, which is quite interesting because usually I would think all the Nordic people as being quite extroverted, quite loud, but apparently they're all very quiet. And then we did a walk around all the cathedrals and ended up finally at the Parliament building, which is just behind us, and we've just stopped off now for some coffee and cake. So very nice there, a bit of hot chocolate with whipped cream. This chocolate's incredible as well from Frazers. And then I got this sort of chocolate, I don't know, it's kind of like a donut by the looks of it. Basically some form of Danish dessert with chocolate on the top, so it looks very tasty. I'm looking forward to trying that. Just had some food there at that Frazers Cafe. It was really nice. The Danish pastry was delicious. Unfortunately, the hot chocolate, I'd actually say, is probably one of the worst ones I've had in the Nordics so far. But now we are heading off to the island of Suomenlinna. It apparently used to be owned by the Russians, so it should have a cool little fortress on it, and it looks quite green as well, so that should be quite good fun. So we've arrived on Suomenlinna Island. Unbelievable views, to be honest. I'm probably completely pronouncing the name of the island incorrectly, but if you have a look around now, look at those views. Stunning blue sky as well for Helsinki. I feel like we need to do Oslo again because it never really got the opportunity to have such good weather. Made it to the end of our Suomenlinna tour. It was quite a cool island, to be honest, learning all about how the Russians used to own this, but now obviously Finland own it since taking back this island. We're now going to head our way back to mainland Finland to enjoy our final evening. It's very slippy actually around here, to be honest. There's loads of snow on the ground which still hasn't actually melted yet. It's also very cold and windy, hence why I've put my hood up, but we're getting absolutely stunning views at the moment of Suomenlinna Island, and then just over there is mainland Finland. It's been quite good doing all three, Norway, Sweden and Finland, all at once as well, learning about all the history behind each of the islands because they all sort of interlink in some way. And we also found that if you actually come to Finland, you can take a day trip to Tallinn, which is in Estonia, and it's meant to be really nice there. It's actually also got the oldest old town in Europe, and it's meant to be really cheap for food and drink compared to Finland, because alcohol is ridiculously expensive here. There is also a boat that all the Finns take, where it takes about 2 hours to get to Estonia. Then they go off, quickly hop off, buy some alcohol, and then quickly get back on that boat because it's that much cheaper in Estonia compared to Finland. And we've just seen this cruise ship now, which has literally got to pass through the centre just there. Now look at the size of the cruise ship which is passing through. That's literally crazy. It's got to go through like the tightest little bit between both of the islands, but it must be pretty deep in the centre there. Back and ready to go out for the evening. We're actually going to go back up to the rooftop bar to see whether we can see the sunset tonight, because it's been blue skies all day, so hopefully we can see a good sunset and see whether it can beat the Stockholm sunset or the Oslo one. It's not going to be too difficult to beat the Oslo one though, as we could barely see anything because of how cloudy it was. But it'll be a good comparison with Stockholm to see whether it beats that one. And then after that, we don't really know where we're going yet for food. We're going to have a look on our phone to see whether we can find anywhere nice to go for food. And hopefully the places won't be too fully booked. We'll have to see because it's Easter. So unfortunately, the rooftop bar is closed again. Pretty disappointing, I have to say. Unfortunately, both days it has been closed, but we have got a decent view from the other side. So we're going to sort of just sit in this bar area here and see whether we can get a good view of the sunset. It is beginning to set just now. If I just turn this around. There we go, it should begin to focus. So you're getting a cool little orange haze there in the distance over all the buildings. So it's a decent view of the sunset, but unfortunately it's nothing like the one that we saw in Stockholm. Sunset's starting to look a lot better now since it's gone down. Definitely a better skyline to see it on, but we did actually manage to see the sun while we were in Stockholm. So overall, I'd probably say they're fairly even on the best sunset. So the sunset's gone down now. We're going to head over to Sandro, which is a Moroccan restaurant which we booked earlier, but unfortunately couldn't make it in time, so hopefully they'll let us in still. And that's it, the last night of our Nordic trip in Helsinki. We actually had some really good food, to be fair. It was sort of on the 5th floor of like a shopping mall, the restaurant. So I had a halloumi wrap, whilst Beth had a vegan burger. Both were very delicious. Both had this Finnish cider. Mine was a pear cider, Beth's was apple, both very nice as well. And after that we headed down to the bottom floor where there was a bar just outside with these sort of cool glass windows, so it looked really nice and modern, where we both got a drink there. I got a Suomenlinna IPA and Beth got a gin and grapefruit, again both very nice. So we've had a good last meal, headed back to the room now, and then we're going to go to bed early because we are actually losing an hour, so we need to make sure that we make up for that tomorrow. But it was also good to see Aston Villa beating Wolves in the Premier League. So up the Villa, and I'll see you all in the morning. Good morning. It is our last day in Helsinki, unfortunately, and then we will be returning home. I actually woken up with a bit of a bad back. I think I sort of slept on it weirdly. I don't really know what's happened, to be honest, but we're going to head down for breakfast now, and then we've got a couple of things maybe lined up. We can have a think about it whilst we're at breakfast, and then we'll come up and then get ready to pack, drop all the stuff off in the hotel, and then we'll head off somewhere. And we've had our final hotel breakfast for a while now, so I'm going to miss that for sure, going downstairs and just having breakfast made for me. I'm not going to be used to making breakfast anymore. But now we're going to drop off the suitcases downstairs, and then we're going to make our way out. We're going to try and visit the Olympic Park, which was the host of the Helsinki Olympics. I can't remember what year they did the Olympics now, but we're going to go visit the stadium and then potentially go up to the top of the tower as well, because apparently it's meant to have a really good viewpoint over the city. So yeah, we'll go and see what we can do there. And we have arrived at the Olympic Stadium. So I looked it up and it was actually 1952 in which they hosted the Olympics. There's the tower next to it, which we're hopefully going to go up as well. But one thing I have to say is the transport systems around all of the Nordics has been so good, like the trams, the tubes networks that they've got, and also the trains and things like that. All really, really good and efficient and really fast to get into different places. So we've made it to the top of the tower, all 11 floors that we had to go up on the escalator. Thankfully we didn't have to walk up the stairs, which is good. Otherwise that would have taken a while, but we're just having a look down now at all the stadium and things like that. And as you can see, it's sort of worn out, the stadium now. I don't think they use this one anymore, but we think that they might use it for things like concerts and other things like that. You also get great views over the cities and all of their colourful buildings as well, which you don't really see in the UK. There's not many places in the UK that actually do colourful buildings, so we need to be more colourful. We've also noticed, I don't know if you can see all of the flags on the top of the Olympic Stadium going round, but they're not actually the country flags, which we thought they would be. It's got like Lidl and loads of other shops on, so I'm guessing it's just used for advertisement now. But my leg's feeling a little bit shaky now, so I think we're going to start heading our way down. So we've had a look around the Olympic Stadium. It's pretty cool actually to see all of the different events that they held and things like that, but there was so many fewer events and countries in the 1952 Olympics compared to any of the others. But we're now going to head on our way back on the tram. We should pass that church that we can actually see inside of the other day, so we're going to try and see if we can go into there. Hopefully you don't have to pay, we'll have to see, but if you do, then we'll head our way towards Frazers, which is like the cafe that we went to yesterday, but we're going to go to the main cafe because they've got lots of chocolate and hot chocolates and things like that. So we're thinking of potentially getting something for my mum from there for her birthday. Unfortunately, it was just a bit too expensive. It was €8 each, and we've only got an hour left in Helsinki, so we thought there was no point in going inside. So we're going to get the tram to go off to this cafe to get some chocolates, and then we'll probably head back towards the hotel. So we've headed back to the hotel. We've tried the Frazers chocolates. They were really, really tasty. Now we've got our suitcases and we're going to head off to Helsinki airport to get our flight back. It's actually 3 hours all the way back, so a lot longer than the other flights we've just done. So we've made it onto the train. We're now heading towards Helsinki airport. I've just checked in as well, and unfortunately we are on the back row again on the aisle seat, so leg room isn't going to be great, but we're just going to have to deal with it. 3 hours. Going to try and find a film to watch now, and then we'll be back in England. And we are back in the UK, unfortunately. It's been a great time though. I've really enjoyed visiting all of the Nordic islands. Unfortunately, it is currently about 20 past 10 right now, which is about 20 past midnight in Finland. So I'm feeling very tired and we'll probably head off to bed in just a minute. If I had to rate all three of the cities, I'd probably put Stockholm on top, second Helsinki and Oslo in third, just because there's a lot more to do in Stockholm than there is in Oslo, and also all the bars and restaurants, the old town and things like that gives Stockholm that edge just over the other two cities. Both the other two cities are really nice though, and I definitely recommend visiting all three at the same time, as they've got so much history which is linked between all three of the different cities. But if you did enjoy all of these 3 Nordic vlogs, do make sure to let me know down in the comment section below, and if you want to see some more vlogs like this as well, let me know in the comments. And also, if you did enjoy, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe if you want to see some more other vlogs. We also do Rocket League content. We've got park runs every week as well. So we've got quite a lot on the channel. So I hope you all enjoyed, and I'll see you all in the next one.